Alright, y'all, follow along with me today as I make some dinner. I'm making curry lentil curry. I have these soaking for like a few hours now. I would say about 3 hours I had them soaking. This is red curry. This is red lentil. And then I'm gonna use this curry powder that's from this local Indian store that sells it's a product of India, so curry powder from India. And to make the curry powder, I'm using walnut milk. I'm making my own walnut milk. I'm gonna use that to oh shit, y'all, I gotta pay attention to this. So I took the oil off, getting a little bit ahead of myself. Now I'm gonna take a few walnuts, just a few, not too much, because I don't want it too nutty, too walnutty. Just a few, and then I'm gonna fill it with some water, and this is gonna be the liquid that I use. You know, when you make curry in the Caribbean, when we make curry, anything curry chicken, curry goat, whatever. Most times, most of us, we use a milk. Like we add coconut milk from the can, or well, yes, coconut milk mainly. But I'm gonna use walnut milk instead because it's easier to make your own walnut milk with walnuts. So that's what we're using. Alright, in addition to I'm gonna put water. So basically, you put as much water that you think you're gonna cook with. This might be a little watery because I don't want it too nutty. But it's still gonna be that way. See? Now we have milk. Easy. Easy, 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 easy. See? Still have it at the bottom. You could strain it out if you want to. You could just use it just like this. I'm gonna use it just like this. Okay, now we have that done. Let's go back to the stove. Alright, so I poured in my oil, which was a mixture of sunflower oil and avocado oil, a blend. And then I have my onions. I use red onions because they're the strongest of the onions, and they have a whole bunch of, well, this whole meal have a whole bunch of nutrient-rich benefits. Then we have the curry powder, and then I added some oregano and basil. And then I'm gonna put some cayenne peppers, but not too much because my husband hates spicy food. And I actually don't like it because I love spicy food, but then also we have a toddler and a baby that eats the food, so I don't want to put too much, but I do want to put the spice in there because the fire helps with the blood. Okay. Now we have our walnut milk here. It's separated a little, so we're gonna mix it. And then now I'm gonna pour in the milk. Actually, you can pour it I'm gonna strain. I'm not gonna let y'all see my dishes, but I'm gonna strain out the lentils. I like half clean the kitchen before I started cooking. Supposed to clean all the way first. So anyway, now I'm gonna pour in this, basically our water or milk. We're gonna use walnut milk. You can actually see some of the walnuts in there. I like to do it like this because I haven't cooked this red lentil. It's really dark in a long time. And I like to see, when I'm eating curry, I like to see the yellow. So this is gonna like just cook, simmer, because it's gonna take a while to cook. We want the lentils to be nice and soft. The water to tell basically. The liquid, sorry. Yeah, that's the water. Because we added water. I added fresh spring water to the meal. And then this is where the heat's at. Turn it up a little. Come back here. Okay. Tap this a little bit, Okay, now we're gonna add some pink salt. Add the liquid slowly. So I'm gonna come back and then add more of the walnut milk as this begins to like pick up the heat of this. I let my onions cook in. Everything is gonna cook in. It looks like a soup, don't it? But when it cooks, it's gonna get softer, it's gonna get mushy and blend right in with the lentils. But this allows the onions not to burn, and we can get the full benefits of the onions. Like the heat from the pot is gonna heat's on. Yeah, a little bit more heat. We need some bubbles. Let's get some bubbles going before we take this off so y'all can see this doesn't look While we wait for this to catch heat, let's talk about the curry powder I'm using. The ingredients in the curry powder that this company uses is coriander, turmeric, garlic, chilies, fenugreek seeds, salt, mustard seeds, chickpeas, and bay leaves. See it all listed. You know, everything's good. All herbs, got some chickpeas, seasons, and salt. Now I want to compare. I have a jar of like the Bea curry powder and the ingredients in that, and just to show you there's differences in it. So the spices, it just says spices included turmeric, salt, and dehydrated onions. Dehydrated onions is like, I mean, I guess it's like, okay, that's not bad. Okay, scratch that. We're done talking Bea. Let me stop. Let's see if we can use what we have. But for my purposes, that's why I choose to use like the Indian curry. Plus, it's their authentic, like it's Indian curry. Indian curry. That's the culture curry came from. Well, it also come from Caribbean countries as well. That's where I know curry from. But the Indians have a hold on the whole spicing, mixing these spices together and calling it curry. Curry spice. That's what my water looks like. I don't really think my camera is doing justice. Let's bring up some light here. I'm making curry lentils. Curry lentil with walnut milk instead of coconut milk, pink salt, red onions, sweet basil, oregano, a little bit of cayenne pepper. Yeah, that's that. That's how I'm making mine today. I know some people, when they make their curry, they use a whole bunch of different spices. This is mine. Alright. So we're seeing it starting to like bubble a little. See, the bubbles are forming. I don't want it to be too hot. because I don't want it to start bubbling too much. Like, we don't want it to be like blah 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 blah, like how when you're cooking like a meat, because the curry, the ones at the bottom will like get, sorry, not the curry, the lentils at the bottom will begin to cook a lot faster than the ones at the top, and then there'll be a lot an uneven heat. So we're gonna stir this continuously throughout. I'm gonna let it sit, of course, so the water can soak into these beans and begin to soften them up even more. And like I told you in the beginning of this, I soaked my peas for about, I would say, 2-3 hours before I used them. Lentil peas. We'll be back. Alright, so while that's going, I'm going to prepare my quinoa. We only have, normally I would use 2. I'm using, it's a called wok. I got it from Amazon. I got it from Ross. It's a wok, a wok. So I'm gonna prepare my quinoa. I start with the lentils because the lentils take longer than the quinoa to cook, and then after I did get on the quinoa, when I noticed like everything's like getting to soft how I like it, because even the quinoa, it starts hard, so you have to like let it boil down lower. All these things you can eat raw by soaking them. I know people that make some really nice meals with raw foods. Something I need to get into more. But yeah, I'm gonna make some barbecue mushrooms and some plantains. So my four platter. I'm gonna have the curry lentils. I'm gonna have quinoa. I'm gonna have plantain and barbecue mushrooms. I like my barbecue mushrooms. That's how I like them. Actually, I could probably curry the mush. I could add the mushrooms to that. I like them separate. Should we curry the mushrooms? I don't know. Maybe. We can always decide. We have time. Mushrooms do not take long. We don't want to cook them out too much. Okay, so that's my onion. Onion for that. The quinoa, that's enough onions. And I'm going to use zucchini. This is something I probably should have did on live, huh? Who's gonna sit here and like watch me cook live? It's like live TV, I guess, but I have to be talking about something, and then the perfect lighting is just not happening right now. I'm getting the light from the back, which is not really helping. It's just shining on the sides, better than no light. When it gets dry like that up top, I know that it's time to like, okay, let's just put more top same temperature as the bottom, like, so it's like a boiling water heat penetrating the lentils. Actually, it's a walnut milk penetrating. Let me stop calling it water. It's walnut. I call it water because it's a mix of everything that would enter. But walnuts, the reason why I use walnuts is because walnuts is good for the brain. That's one thing. So, follow along. We're being very quiet because the kids are sleeping, of course. Probably be better if I do a voiceover, but the thing is, I'm not gonna have time ever to do a voiceover. Voiceovers are not my favorite thing, so update on the curry. This is red lentils, so it's the lentil itself is like brown. It's like trying to go from a brown to a yellow state or a more yellowish state, so it doesn't look like barbecue, because it's not. It's curry. I'm getting mushrooms. I'm gonna add mushrooms to the. I'm gonna rinse them. I'm gonna add it to the curry. This smells so good. So good. And this mushrooms in here looking like chicken pieces though. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna do some more water. Got more cooking to go. So this is the final product. This is it. This is the curry lentil. Red lentils. Curried. I'm gonna push it back enough so you can see the yellow of the curry. And we have mushrooms in here. You can't really see them. There go mushroom. And then we have here our quinoa. Still got some going to go because we're using the tricolor quinoa. So the black parts and the red parts take longer to cook. I actually forgot to add the tomatoes and the red onions. I add those last. So while this gets softer and tender, the red onions and the tomatoes are gonna continue to cook with this quinoa. Then I already have my plantains ready, so I'm ready to eat. Gotta be patient on this. This it won't take too long. And then this still letting a little runny is good, but because it's good for when you put it up to store it, it doesn't dry out. So I'm gonna take out the heat and just let the heat from the pot continue to cook this. Next, I'll show you all the plate. definitely quinoa. Must have been. Yep, definitely a quinoa. Should chop up some kale and put to the side of this. So just clean this, put some lime on there, a little bit of salt and a little bit of oil. Dinner.